Today I'm going to show you how I became Princess Jasmine with this makeup tutorial. I'm going to start by using color corrector on all the areas that need color correcting, such as dark circles. I'm using my Huda Beauty Faux Filter color corrector in the shade Light Peach, and I'm buffing it out with a thick brush. I'm making sure that I'm basically only buffing the edges so that the color corrector stays in place. Now I'm going to go over those areas with my Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer in the shade Sugar Biscuit. I'm going to use the same brush and just buff the edges as well. I'm also applying concealer over my lids and almost up to my brow bone to set my lids. I'm going to use a tiny bit of Huda Beauty Baby Bake in the shade Pound Cake over where I just applied the concealer. For this, I always use a very small fluffy brush and just kind of add a touch of powder. I'm going to use my Danessa Myricks Lightwork 7 palette. It's a new palette that was just released, and it is comprised of 3 6-pan palettes. And for this tutorial, I will be using the blue color story. It's a magnetic palette, and the mini palettes can be removed and used individually. The colors in the blue story match perfectly with my idea of how Jasmine's makeup should look. I'm going to start with this deep gray shade for my upper lids, above where my crease would be, and I'm going to use this as a transition shade. I feel like it needs a little bit of depth, so I'm going to take a bit of the dark black and just kind of deepen the edges, making sure to blend properly. When I applied this, I was afraid that I had applied too much black, but it did blend in nicely. I'm kind of doing a bit of a lazy cut crease here, and I prepped my eyes with some light concealer. Now I'm going to take this light blue iridescent shade and just do the inner corners of my eyes with it, using a brush before applying some on my fingers and just doing the very inner corners of my eyes. Now I'm going to take this beautiful, deep, vibrant blue shade and apply it all over my lids using my finger. This is a shade that really drew me into this part of the palette, and I wanted to build the look around this particular shade. The shimmer is really unreal. I'm now going to take this beautiful sparkly silver and apply it over top of where I had the first shade on my inner eye. And now it's time for some eyeliner. Here I'm using my MAC Rider Glide black pencil eyeliner in the shade Noir or Black. I'm going to use it under my eye and waterline as well as over top of my lid as a regular eyeliner. I'm using NYX Epic Ink Liner in the shade Black to line my upper lids. Using Huda Beauty One Coat Wow Mascara to prepare my lids for the lashes that I will be applying off camera. And here they are. I'm going to take the Shimmer Multichrome color that I used in the beginning and apply it again to my inner lash line. And then for further down my eye, I'm going to use the same deep blue color and try to underline my eye a little bit with it, just to make the blue color pop a little bit under and over top of my eye. Now it's time for the rest of my face. I did apply primer before off camera, so I'm going to put my Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation in the shade Custard on using this Huda Beauty foundation brush. Now I'm going to take my Rare Beauty Liquid Contour in the shade Solace and contour the areas where my temples are, as well as my cheekbones and my jawline. I like to use an oval contour brush for this part, as I find that it blends it in very nicely and smoothly. And I generally apply it in a figure 3 shape on the sides of my face. For blush, I'm going to use one of my favorites, which is Yves Saint Laurent Nude Lavalier powdered blush. It has a little bit of shimmer to it. And then I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my eyes using this Flower Nose highlighter in the shade Chantilly. Okay, I'm almost done. So all I have to do now is get my hair. Oh wait, I'm done. And now I've just got to get my accessories, and here we go. I hope you enjoyed this. Please remember to subscribe, and thank you for watching.